right, hello and welcome. Today we're going to be covering converting factories, okay, and if it's worth it or not. All right, so go ahead and hit that like button because this test actually took me a little bit of time, unlike my usual videos. But fuck me, yeah, I know. Anyway, so what we're talking about today is conversion of factories. Okay, so if we look at this little button here in your industry or your construction tab, okay, you see this button where you can press this convert button. Okay, you can convert mills to sieves if you press the yellow button, right? This will make a military factory go over to a civilian factory. And then if you press the green button, it will make a civilian factory convert to a military factory, okay? Now, the reason we're going over this is because there are situations in which you can actually use conversion to be successful, okay? One of the following things is as follows: your economy laws, okay? So, if you start looking at your economy laws, you're going to see a little thing called military to civilian factory conversion costs minus 10% and civilian to military factory conversion costs minus 10%, okay? This means that you can convert factories for a little bit less, okay? As you can see, we have a minus 20 because of war economy, right? So the actual conversion cost is 7,200 instead of the 9,000 at the little bottom, right? 9,000 is what it's supposed to be, but it is discounted to 7,200, okay, because of war economy. So what I'm going to show you today is why you should either not or you should convert your factories over, okay? Now, we're going to be testing the war economy one, okay? Because at total mobilization, it is completely worth it to convert all of your factories over, okay? And war economy, we did a test, and this is what this video is, and hint, hint, the test went very well. If you convert all of your factories in the beginning of the game, okay, to, civilian factories, right? Because of your minus cost right here, minus 20%, you can see that your cost only takes, it's usually 9,000, but it is only 7,200, okay? Now, this will let you get a massive amount of civilian factories, okay, by converting all of your mills out. Okay, remember, you're not going to be producing any equipment, but you will have a lot of civilian factories, okay? So that is a test that is going to be done and conducted, okay? I'm just going to go over these little things. We have 100% stability, 100% war support. We have these things researched, okay? Our advisor also is this guy. As you can see, he increases our civilian speed. We have a military guy, increases our speed. And we have a civilian to military factory conversion speed minus 20%, okay? And then we have the free trade. This guy was not really important, but we'll come back to him in a minute, okay? So now I'm going to show you, if you convert all of your factories over, okay, to civs, you will actually get more out of it, okay? So what we're going to test is the first test you're going to watch, okay, is us going to be building civilian factories, okay? And you can see the infrastructure is all here at 100%, right? So testing is going to be we're just going to be building civilian factories for 2 years, okay? From 1936 to 1938, okay? Then we're going to do 1 year of military production, okay, of military factories until 1939, okay? I'm now going to go show you that test. Okay, so it's 1939. As you can see, we have 98 factories. This is the test in which we did nothing but build civilian factories for 2 years and then build military factories for 1 year, okay? Our military factory count is at 43, our dockyards is at 11, and our civilian factories are at 44, okay? Now I'm going to show you test 2, in which we converted all of our factories first, then built civs until the 2-year mark, until 1938. So we convert and then build civs until 1938, okay? Then then from 1938 to 1939, we build mills for 1 year, okay? I'm going to go show you that now. Okay, so this is the test in which we converted all of our all of our military factories to civilian factories in the beginning, right? And then we built civs, okay, until 1938, and then from 1938 to 1939, we built nothing but mills, okay? Now, on your screen, you can see the difference, okay? As I put it up, our test 1, right, for us building civilian factories for 2 years and then mills, we ended up with 43 mills, 11 Navy factories, and 44 civs, okay? And then our total is between 98 and 99 because one factory is about to be finished, okay, in the first test. And it's just the same way the second test, okay? Military factories in the second test is 35. Navy factories is 11, but our civs is 58, okay? And our total is 104 to 105, okay? And as I show you here, we're like a day away from finishing a factory. Test one was the same way, okay? So, just on war economy, you can see that it is worth it to convert all of your mills over to civilian factories and then build, okay? I would only recommend you do this if you're going to do a 3-year plan. 2 years on civs and converting, 1 year on military production, okay? That will get you the benefits of more factories, okay? On war economy especially. Now, if you go to total mobilization and you can get it, Japan is one of the nations that can get it. I'll show you this real quick. Japan is one of the nations that can get it at national defense state. 5 focuses in. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Then you get it. Now, once you have this, you can convert your factories even faster. Okay? And you can build mills even faster. Okay? Now, that will skew the test. So remember, total mobilization is always worth it. War economy is worth it from the test we conducted, okay? And partial mobilization, I wouldn't recommend you do the strategy on, okay? It's just not enough cost savings reduction, okay? And if you take a look here, we do have actually more civilian factories, 58 to 44, which means for the rest of the game, until the game finishes, we will have a more overall civilian factories, which means we can build mills and everything else we need faster. Railways, supply hubs, naval bases, whatever you need, synthetics, everything you can build faster, okay? So, nations I would recommend this on are countries that, one, aren't going to be fighting, okay, very early, okay? Italy is the exception here because you're fighting Ethiopia and you're not going to lose. And depending on Japan, okay? If you don't have a China player and you feel confident you can take them out, easy, okay? You can spend all of your mills over to civs and win China easy, okay? That will give you a massive ability to get a head start, okay, on everything because you can get total mobilization, okay? Other countries, it depends, right? Germany, it depends. If you want to do a 3-year plan, you just need to be very good at the game and be able to get 1939, like at the very end of it, being able to go punch Poland and France out of the game, okay? This strategy will set you up so that you can fight long term, okay, for the rest of the war, okay, from 1939 until 1942, 43, 44. This strategy works very well if you're planning for the long game. If you're planning a short game in which you need to win by 1940, 1941, the amount of equipment lost versus the amount of civs you have, it starts to even out and even be skewed into the fact that if you had those mills and you didn't convert them from the beginning of the game, you may have more equipment, okay? So nations that it could also benefit are the allies. Now, it's a bit tricky here, okay? Because you have to be on war economy for this to work. And the allies can't really do that, okay? You can't do it unless you're, at war. That's a problem, okay? Partial mobilization is not worth it because it's only 10%, okay? And even on war economy, which was 20%, there's very little difference between 98 and 104, okay? But it still is worth it in the long term, okay? If you could somehow get war economy as an ally nation, Australia, New Zealand, whatever, British Raj, however you do it, okay, if you can get war economy, it is worth it, okay? To do this strategy because it will set you up for the long game, okay? Just remember that. Now, one last thing here is even though we are technically down civilian military factories here, I want to show you something. Italy is one of the nations that gets a guy that, as he says here, civilian to military factory conversion cost of minus 20%, okay? Now, he is one of these people that can do something stupid. If you absolutely need mills right now and you don't care about your civs, okay? Let's say you max out all your slots, right? This is another strategy you can use, okay? If you've maxed out all of your slots, you don't need your civs anymore, right? Unless you're trading for stuff. So you can convert them back to mills, okay? And when you do that with the advisor we have, it's only 2,400 cost, okay? That is very little. I'm just going to run this test right here, and I'll show you how little it is, okay? Look, it takes 11 days. 11 days for us to get a factory out of this, okay? This means that if you build all of your slots out in your country, okay, and then you are able to convert them over with an advisor that gives you a minus cost, do it, okay? Unless you're building a lot of other things, right? Unless you're going to be building, I don't know, bunkers, supply hubs, navy bases, and whatever else you're going to be building, okay? I hope you guys found that entertaining and helpful. Um, so yeah, just again a recap. If you're going to do the conversion, you should be a country that can get to war economy. And if you're on war economy and you have a plan that you're going to be using 3 years in, okay, remember a minimum of 3 years, you convert all of your mills to civs, okay? Then you build civs for until 1938, and then 1 year of mills, 2 years of mills, 3 years of mills, okay? This is the strategy that will work. If you're doing anything less than 3 years, I wouldn't do it, okay? I hope you found the video entertaining, blah, 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 blah. Otherwise, I'll link back to one of my old guides on the screen right now. Otherwise, I'll see you people later.